Everyone, my name is D6 Aries. Welcome back to the 6. Today we are talking BattleBit Remastered and kind of my review. I do want to apologize. I did have this video made with D6 Condor, but unfortunately my golden retriever puppy, well, she felt like biting my Astro cords in the middle of the recording, which led to some major echoing problems in the video playback that I noticed when I was editing it. So here we are. It is, well, it's time. Deadline is here, and I gotta get this video out. So for those of you who don't know what BattleBit Remastered is, it is a very unique MMO FPS. That's just the best way I could put it. It is a mixture of Roblox meets Battlefield meets Call of Duty-ish. So let me paint the picture for you. Take the Roblox skins, the graphics, the blockiness, take Roblox. Put it on Battlefield 3 and 4's maps, maybe even 5. I would say probably closer to 4. And then add Call of Duty's gunplay and their weapon system, more or less. Now, not their UI, but more or less their weapon system, the M4, the AK, you know, the various snipers, LMGs, etc. But with Battlefield's class system, previous class system, you know, your engineer, your support, your sniper, your assault, etc. And it plays in a very unique manner, especially with the 3 default player size count, like their player count, which is 127 versus 127, 64 versus 64, and 32 versus 32, which all of which can create chaos depending on the game mode. Now, I have found that I always prefer, and I will continue to prefer, Frontline and Rush over their, you know, the more historical Conquest. I'm just not a huge fan of Conquest in any game, let alone, you know, something when you give me the option of Frontline, which is more in your face, you know, punch you in the mouth kind of gameplay, or Rush versus a Conquest, which in my opinion is more laid back and sniper heavy, I'm always going to pick something like Frontline or Rush. But the 127 versus 127, there is chaos around every single corner. I mean, you're not just fighting one, you're fighting like 25, and it can create quite the intense moments, and it's very, very fun, especially with VoIP. 64v64 is practically the same way. I mean, you notice a difference, but you don't notice a significant difference. If you're a player that takes the game a little bit more seriously and you want to play a little bit more tactical, 64v64 is right up your alley. And then 32 versus 32, for me, it just doesn't kind of hit that itch, which a lot of you guys who knows me, you know, like Call of Duty, my goal is 6-0, get the hell out of here. But with a game like this, I really prefer to kind of pick my lanes, go nuts, die, respawn, do it all over again. So that's why I prefer the 127 or the 64 versus 64 servers. I'm going to get into the pros, the cons, and then what I would like to fix in the future. So the pros is most of the maps and the objectives can kind of cater to either play style, which I thought was kind of unique. And some people may disagree with me on that, but like, especially in terms of Frontline, I felt like I could run a UMP or I could run a sniper and be able to, you know, play both very, very well. But that also kind of depends on your squad. I mean, if your squad is in the, you know, in the shit, so to speak, and they're running SMGs and ARs and you're a sniper, I can see where that could be an issue. And then vice versa, if you're on a team full of snipers and you're an SMG player, you're at that point in the running simulator. But for the most part, in most of the squads that I've been in with random teammates, it has been very well kind of in the middle. The game is easy to run for literally everybody. I mean, the game was built for Toaster Strudel, which I think is great because, you know, a lot of games, I don't know how to put this without sounding like an idiot, but a lot of games, a lot of people can't play well on their machines, on their computers. Some can, some are fortunate to have the 3000 series cards or even higher end 2000 series or 4000 series cards and good GPUs and this and that and this and that. But with more and more people getting into the gaming space, You know, prices aren't what they was, but prices are still high for some people, especially in today's economy. I mean, granted, it's not, you know, the COVID GPU era, and it's not the crypto GPU era, but, you know, nonetheless, when you're talking about $1,000, most people are going to pay $400 for a new Xbox instead of $1,000 for a new PC, and I understand that. But I think a game like this that is fun and it has a good player base and it's alive is good for everybody. The weapon system is easy to understand and progress. It's not like Call of Duty where, oh my god, I gotta unlock this weapon to unlock this weapon to unlock this weapon to get this attachment to go onto this weapon to level up to get to that attachment. There's none of that branching off bullshit. Okay, you pick a weapon and it is kill based as it should be. The UI for the entire game is very clean. You know, it's minimalistic, which I think is very, very nice. And the level system is kind of back to the old days. You know what I mean? Like, you just get XP, level up. That's how you unlock everything in the game. You unlock weapons based on XP and your level. You unlock attachments based on the kills. It's just the UI and the leveling progression system and the weapon progression system is as easy to comprehend as any game, which it should be. Which isn't unique by any means, but the game, the way that they built it, is unique. I mean, it takes a lot of balls to kind of go, you know, commando and build a block style game in 2023. And hey, salute them. That brings in kind of a really super easy plug and play. You buy the game, you sit down with your mouse and keyboard, and you play the game. Furthermore, on the weapon system, the weapon classes, the weapon stays the same across the classes, excuse me. So if I put a kitted M4 on my assault class, when I switch it over to my engineer class, it remains the same, which I think is very nice. And the weapon balance and recoil system, I think, is very balanced. The gunfights just feel naturally good. So that's a lot of pros, and the cons are actually pretty minimalistic for me. You know, the block style sometimes does get you hung up on certain movements like vaulting and you know, specific like windows and things like that. You kind of just like break your ankle on some stuff every now and then, but that's no big deal. The rain is rough in its current state. You know, the rain's going through buildings and stuff, and it's not really so much an ambient rain. Like, I mean, it is in your fucking face. Not a big deal to me. Again, it's you know, a day 3 game, day 4 game, whatever it is, day 5. I don't expect Call of Duty quality rain or Battlefield quality rain. I just don't. Scaling does seem off from time to time, depending on the map. Condor and I was talking about this with sniping. Some shots that you hit's like 600 and you think it's like 1,400 meters, and then, you know, you hit somebody at 200 and it feels like it's 500, and sometimes the scaling's just a little off. Some things I would like to see personally fixed in the game would be adding a mini map. I know if you press M, you get a map. I'm fully aware, but that's kind of for like W key only. For the bigger maps, especially if I am playing Conquest, I don't want to say I get disoriented, but kind of like everything looks the same. You know what I mean? Because of the block style. So I think adding a mini map would really kind of help out, or at least something to where you can get a small little corner map. Doesn't need UAV, you know what I mean? I don't need to see dots or anything like that, but just for orientation purposes, I think it would be kind of nice. The map scaling, once again, you can kind of look at it and be like, okay, well, we need to kind of figure out the scaling issue based on the map. Very minimal. I had to throw something on here. And then, once again, something that doesn't personally affect me is some people are mentioning that controller support isn't all there. I don't use a controller on mouse and key, or when I'm on a game like that, I use mouse and key. So that, once again, doesn't affect me. The future on things I would like to see a free battle pass, unlockable cosmetics, even a paid battle pass, but only like that battle pass needs to be like cosmetics only. I don't want god weapons unless everybody can get them. One-off modes, limited time events, things like that. And challenges or community challenges. I think that could be, you know, pretty sick. You know, a community challenge, do 10 million damage in a week, get this skin. Overall opinion, very high. And would I buy it again? Absolutely, and you should too. That's why the link to the game will be in the description below. As always, guys, my name is D6 Aries. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me on this fine Monday morning. While you're watching this, I'll probably be at work, but regardless, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Deep6 Gaming. Check out all of our links in the description below. Remember to purchase this game. Check it out in the comment section below via Steam. Support your local devs. Support your indie devs.